Hello everyone, it is me, Megamaniacs here, back for another video. And in today's video, we're getting into the Lego of the Star Wars. Yes, so recently, just a few days ago, Lego released their newest short film, or more like mini-series, because there's 4 episodes to this thing. Yes, it is Lego Rebuild the Galaxy, something that kind of came as a surprise to a lot of people. It took up 3 set slots in the August 2024 Lego Star Wars wave, and immediately caught people's attention when this fella just showed up. What is Rebuild the Galaxy? What is this goofy little show actually about? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, that's what we're going to be finding out in today's video. Yes, I watched all 4 episodes of LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy to see if it actually is as goofy as the trailers would lead you to believe, and if it was worth getting a brand new Jedi Bob minifigure. Alright everyone, let's get into the video.
Lego Star Wars.
Hey,
Let's go.
Lego Star Wars, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Been on my grind. I might need a break, but that's what the haters say.
I paid $60 for the
Never
game.
stop. Nothing matters.
Lego Star Wars. I said Lego.
Lego.
The original came out so many years ago. A long time ago. Galaxy far, far away. Anakin only has a heart for Padme. You is tripping. If you think I won't cop, you is tripping.
Editor Mega here, wahoo! I just want to say, in this entire video, I call Sig Griebling Sev Griebling. Why? I have no idea. Sig isn't even that hard of a name to say. I just did. I'm not gonna spend the next 2 hours re-recording everything for this video. So I'm just gonna add this in at the beginning, because I know if I didn't address it, the entire comment section would just be, Megamaniacs, you can't speak. Who is Sev Griebling? It's Sig. I don't know how I don't know how I messed that up. Alright, enjoy the video. Alright, so, spoilers begin at this timestamp. I obviously don't know the timestamp because I'm recording the video as we speak, but I'm doing a bit of a spoiler-free review to start out with, so if you haven't watched Rebuild the Galaxy and you don't want to get spoiled, then you can still watch this part, but I will give another spoiler warning when I get to spoilers, so keep that in mind, but this right here is going to be a spoiler-free review of Rebuild the Galaxy. Honestly, I was a little worried about this show. I didn't know if it would be, like, good or not. Like, obviously it was going to be decent in some way. Like, I don't think it's possible to make Star Wars media that has Darth Jar Jar, Jedi Bob, and all sorts of other colorful characters, and have it not be entertaining, at least. But at least with some of the other LEGO Star Wars short films, like, or mini-series, like Yoda Chronicles and Freemaker Adventures, they were good, but they didn't reach that next step. It wasn't, like, good, you know? There's a difference between, you know, just, like, good and good, you know? And none of them ever really touched stuff like Ninjago or Monkey Kids, so I was a little worried that this show was just gonna be mediocre. It was just gonna be focused too much on the memes, and it wasn't going to expand and actually try to tell a story. Which, don't get me wrong, is fine, and I think it still would have been halfway decent if it did that, but I can confidently say that Rebuild the Galaxy, exceeded my expectations tenfold, and actually manages to reach that next level of actual, like, good material that I will be coming back to and rewatching. Again, without spoiling anything, it manages to go beyond just being a meme, you know? It goes beyond just being, oh, look at that, it's Darth Jar Jar, like the guy from the meme, and Jedi Bob, the guy from that set you grew up with, he's here. Whoa, like, it actually tries to tell a story, and it's a pretty good story, too. Like, this came out of nowhere as I hear, and had me hooked the entire time. To compare it to other media for a second here, on how much I actually ended up enjoying this series, I can confidently say that this series is better than the latest season of Ninjago. Obviously, I have not watched part 2 of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2 Part 2. I know it leaked, but I am waiting for the official release so I can at least support the creators of the show when it comes out. But it was better than that. Okay, it was better than the past few Ninjago seasons, actually. Better than Dragons Rising Season 1 and Crystallized. And I am not memeing when I say this. I am not being a prequel snob when I say this. Genuinely, this was more coherent and better than Rise of Skywalker. Yes, this little goofy Lego show manages to surpass a Star Wars movie. And probably the second to last one. I forgot what it's called. It's not the last... Is it The Last Jedi? Yeah, I think it's The Last Jedi. Yeah, those two kind of sucked. So, yeah, it beat the worst of the Star Wars movies, which you might not say is not that much of a compliment. But, like, the fact that this managed to beat any Star Wars movies at all is kind of surprising. Like, this was actual, genuinely good Star Wars media. Even outside of it being Lego, it was genuinely good Star Wars media. Again, without getting into spoilers, I'll talk about the characterization of the main characters before we get into spoilers, because I think you can talk about the characterization of Seb, Dev, and Bob without getting into spoilers, so that's what I'm gonna do here. Sev and Dev are kind of... They're kind of cool. I like Dark Side Dev, which is not a spoiler. We knew that from the Falcon, by the way. Don't try to claim I'm spoiling anything. But I think he was genuinely a menacing villain that had way more stakes in the plot than I genuinely thought he would. Like, it was kind of crazy. The relationship between Dev and Sev are both really good, and I think the voice actors are doing a phenomenal job just actually bringing these characters to life, and I really love that. If I had to criticize it a little bit, I'd say Dev doesn't really get much screen time as just Dev. Before, you know, the galaxy gets mixed up and goofy stuff happens, you know. Like, he doesn't get much screen time as just Dev. I wish he got more. Then there's Jedi Bob, which, again, without getting into any spoilers, is just good. He's really good in this show. The voice actor is doing a fantastic job at bringing Jedi Bob to life. And the lore, which I will not talk about, is very good. The deep lore honestly made me really like Jedi Bob, okay? Like, his attitude towards everything, the twist at the end is very good. And overall, Jedi Bob was a very good... he didn't feel like he was just here for fan service, you know? He felt like he was a integral part of the story, which I really loved. Alright everyone, here is your final chance to leave this video or skip ahead to the end of the video to see my score, because we're getting into spoilers. So again, final warning, I'm going to be getting into spoilers, so if you haven't already, close the video, turn it off, and go watch Rebuild the Galaxy, and then come back when you finish watching Rebuild the Galaxy. Alright, you have been warned, let's get into it. The amount of different goofy goobers that are in this movie, that are in this miniseries, are kind of insane. Like, I was not expecting Darth Nubs to be here. I was not expecting Darth Kit Fisto. We already knew about Darth Ray, but Darth Rose kind of came out of nowhere. I honestly forgot she existed in The Last Jedi, and I'm not gonna lie, I think she was better in this than she was in The Last Jedi, and that's kind of... I feel bad for saying that, but she kind of was. And the Jedi Council having Palpatine as the Grand Master of the Jedi was kind of a nice change of pace. I liked him here. Same with Jedi Vader. Luke Skywalker was just like, he was okay. It worked for this version. And overall, I think most of the characters were very good. Jedi Bob's real name being, hold up, let me look this up. Yes, that is right. Jedi Bob's real name is Barbarian Afal. Yeah, that's his real name, and I think that's kind of goofy that his name's just not just Jedi Bob. I think that's a really goofy name for him, and I love that. I love that name. It's so silly and so goofy. If I had to criticize the characters a little bit, I think my major flaw is some of the characters don't get much screen time. Like Leia didn't get almost any screen time. Han Solo being evil and Greedo being good. They didn't really elaborate on that much. Han Solo just kind of gets angry because Greedo's with Leia and he's mad now, so he's just gonna work for the Empire. Which, by the way, are just a bunch of Admiral Akbars. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, they're all Admiral Akbars. I guess that one figure from Jedi Bob Starfighter makes sense now with the clone Akbar. Like, so that's kind of goofy. But my big issue with the characters in this miniseries is Darth Jar Jar. Yeah, by, like, I think it was episode 2, they kill off Darth Jar Jar, and he really doesn't do anything. He shows up, he says some goofy lines, which I think every single one of his lines were in the trailers, and then he just dies. Which, for a LEGO show, they usually don't kill off characters, but no, they killed off Darth Jar Jar. Which I was not expecting, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed by, like, especially in, like, the Dark Falcon set. Darth Jar Jar seemed like he had a big role. The trailers all led us to believe that he had a big role in the miniseries. Darth Jar Jar is sitting on the throne in the Dark Falcon when it's not Darth Jar Jar's throne, it's Dev's throne. To me, at least, it made me feel like that Darth Jar Jar was supposed to be, like, the Grand Master of the Sith, but he wasn't. It was Dev, which I think would have been fine. I just wish he had more opportunity to shine before getting killed off. They even brought Ahmed Best back here as Darth Jar Jar. Like, that was really cool. They brought the Jar Jar voice actor back. And he didn't really get to do much. I know it might be like, oh my god, it's a Glub Shadow. Whoa, I wish Glub Shadow number 182 got more screen time. But, like, he was a big part of the marketing. He's in, like, every poster. I wish he got more screen time, you know? But overall, the characters are very good. The plot, however, goes incredibly hard. Basically, the plot is, Sev has, the ability of force building, which basically is a subsect of the force where you can build stuff. Wahoo. And he ends up taking out this goofy cornerstone that holds the universe together, and by doing that, he, like, destroys and, like, rearranges the entire universe. Later in the short film, I keep calling it a short film, it's a mini-series, I don't know what I'm talking about, but later in the mini-series, they reveal that Jedi Bob actually did the same thing, or should I say Barbarian Afal did the same thing, and that original universe was the classic Lego Star Wars line. Yeah, the classic Lego Star Wars line with the yellow skin tones was and is canon to this miniseries. That, to me, is really cool. I was not expecting that, and it made me very, very happy. I was very, very excited when that happened, and I think that's a really interesting, neat, and fun way of explaining why Jedi Bob has yellow skin and no one else does. It didn't really need to be explained. Like, you could just say that Jedi Bob is a different, like, a species of guy, because like everything in Star Wars resembles a human in some capacity, so you could just say that Jedi Bob is like a different species of something, but no, he is a human. He just comes from a different universe where everything was classic, and I think, to me, honestly, that was probably my favorite part of the entire miniseries. That put a smile on my face. I was very happy about that. I've already talked about the dynamic between Dev and Sev. I think that, especially with Darkseid, Dev is very, very good. I mean, there were some really emotional, hard-hitting moments, which I didn't think they would do for a Goofy Lego miniseries, but they did. My only problem with this is, how does Dev know? Like, in the beginning, when Sev gets transported to this new universe, he's the only one, along with the Gonk droid, the British Gonk droid, and Jedi Bob, who remember the old universe. And Dev doesn't. He doesn't even remember Sev as his brother. But later on in the short film, he does remember, and he starts calling him by their nickname that they call each other as Sildred, so it is very confusing. I don't know how he figured that out. You might say that it's because when he got a hold of the cornerstone, he figured it out, and yeah, for like most of the past, that makes sense, because he really starts hammering that home, especially with like the Siggy nickname, later on when he gets the cornerstone, so maybe that makes sense, but he starts doing it beforehand and getting like sentimental, so I don't know how that happened. I don't feel like they explained that very well, and it's a weird plot hole that I noticed. But other than that, it's just about perfect. Now, they do leave this on a tad bit of a cliffhanger, which I wasn't really expecting. They seem to be pretty confident that they will be getting a Season 2. I don't know if they'll be getting a Season 2 personally. Maybe if this season does really well, they'll do a second season. I mean, Yoda Chronicles got a Season 2, from what I know. Freemaker Adventures got a Season 2. So it only makes sense for Rebuild the Galaxy to get a Season 2. But there is a chance it might not happen. But it's not like Spider-Verse, to where if Season 2 doesn't come out, the first season will be any worse. Like, if Season 2 doesn't come out, this is still very, very good. It ends on a very satisfying note, and I'm good with it. Alright, everyone, for all of you non-spoiler enjoyers, welcome back to the video. And what is my final thoughts on Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy? Honestly, it is probably the best one of these Lego miniseries that they've done. I'm being completely honest. Miniseries / short film, whatever you want to call it. This is the best that they've done. Objectively. Like, you could say that, like, oh, the Lego DC ones were very good, which they were. The Lego Marvel ones were, the Maximum Overload, stuff like that, were very good as well. But objectively, like, story-wise, even memes-wise, the Rebuild the Galaxy is the best they've done. It even competes with parts of Ninjago, which is insane to me that it does, in my opinion, surpass some seasons of Ninjago. Now, it doesn't touch, like, really peak stuff like the first few seasons of Ninjago or Monkey Kid. It doesn't even begin to touch those. Stay in your lane, Rebuild the Galaxy. But overall, Rebuild the Galaxy is a show I would 100% recommend. It goes so hard, even beyond the memes of Jedi Bob and Darth Jar Jar and Glub Shadow. Whoa. It actually has a very killer story, and I do hope it does get a second season at some point, because this had effort behind it, and you can tell it had effort. A lot of people put a lot of heart and soul into this series, and I have to respect it. So yeah, this was an unexpected banger of the year. Being completely honest, like an actual unexpected banger. I was not expecting it. It might end up being one of the best Lego related media that has come out this year. It honestly kind of changed my attitude on some of the Rebuild the Galaxy sets. Like, some of them aren't actually that bad on reflection, like the TIE Fighter X-Wing or X-Fighter and TIE Wing set. That set actually has my attention now. Jedi Bob Starfighter makes a lot more sense. Even the Dark Falcon is just, like, actually one of the best sets of the year, especially after watching this. Like, I'd say it is a for sure must watch if you are a Lego TV show, Lego media connoisseur like I am. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Let me take you to the outro. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm glad you all liked the new camera angle. Yeah, I'm actually recording this before the LEGO City Undercover video released, so I don't know if you guys actually liked the camera angle or not, but hopefully you did. I know it's been a while since my upload, my End of an Era video, but that was because I was away for a few days doing goofy stuff. But I'm back now. It seems like everything happened while I was gone, so I have a lot of catching up to do. Next video is going to be a little different and something I am very excited to make, and I can't wait to show you. So, yeah, that's really about it for this video. I'll see you all in that next video. Bye-bye.